Yeah, hi. It's Wednesday, the 16th of May, 2018, at 10:30 a.m. Here you go. There was an article in today's Google, Australian press, Australian version of Google. It was about a paramedic, and he'd been a couple of years back. He was assaulted by two women. They were both drunk, and they bashed him, and he ended up having to have two or three operations. And he hasn't been back to work since, and he's in a bad way. But anyway, the article was, the court let the women off. It was a female judge, and she said, there's no sense, no purpose in being served by sending these women to jail. And it's mandatory, when paramedics are assaulted in Australia, 6 months prison for anybody. Okay. So in this case, it was, those two women were let off. And you can see, I wouldn't then bother putting the pictures up, but, one of them's got a big grin from ear to ear, having a great time about it. The point is, I could go on about that. I read that and I looked at it, I could go on and on and on about it. I could whinge and complain and, be justified and everything else. I could do a 2-hour video on it. I looked at it and thought, I couldn't care less. That's what I thought. There's nothing I can do. All it's going to do, thinking about that for more than a second or two, all it's going to do is spoil my day. It's going to ruin my day. That's the truth of it. I don't care what you think, what you say. There is no justifying the level of hypocrisy in it. There's nothing, everything about it has been said before, but it's almost like they're just thumbing their nose at us. And I look at it and think, well, if you want to be that way, you go right ahead and be that way. Okay, I've suffered under it. A lot of other men are suffering under it. You just keep going that way, sweetheart. I don't care. I'm not even interested in you anymore. I'm cutting you out. I'm undercutting you. Cutting you right out of my life. I don't care. I thought, no, I'm more interested in what's actually happening, and now I'm spreading it around the channel. It's getting more fun. Well, fun for me. It's not fun for everybody concerned. But I'll give you a quick background. Before I go on, the whole point about the paramedic story is there's nothing I can do. I can't change anything there. All right? There's just nothing. It doesn't matter what I say to you guys. Nothing. You can do nothing. I can do nothing. Anyway, we're just wasting our time. All right? So now I'll come back to what I was saying. Yeah, I feed magpies. These things. These are the babies. They're slightly the adults are really jet black, but the babies sort of got this white covering on them and that sort of thing, and they look like that. And I like them. But I feed them, the off-cut of bacon. Here, I've got a piece here. All right, see that? That's just, the bacon rash. I don't eat the fat. So I cut it off and I chop it up into little, inch square or half-inch square pieces like that. And I started off, I used to just throw it on the ground for them, and they come over and take it away and that sort of thing. I thought, that's just charity, isn't it? That's just boring. So the next thing is, I've got a ledge outside, So and these things, I'd shove it up and go, I snap it. I thought, that's good, we're getting better. Yeah, so I ended up feeding them a little bit like their mother does, I hold it there and they, sometimes they'd peck me, but it doesn't hurt much. I had a parrot before they hurt. they really are. They're determined to kill you. But these things, there's just a bit of a peck. I thought, okay. So, time moved along. I thought, let's take it a step further. Why don't I see if I can just throw it to them, they can catch it. Well, didn't they enjoy that game? And every time, I got to, okay, you ready? And the magpie would be there going, okay, I'm ready. And I'd throw it and they'd catch it. Yes! And you could just see the look on their face. Yeah, I did it. I'm good, aren't I? I'm good. And then, they'd either fly away or they'd, if they're on the ground, they'd walk away. And so then it got more challenging because I've got chooks here, the neighbours' chooks. And they like this shit too, right? They see that. So what happens is there'll be a chook here and there'll be a magpie like 2 or 3 metres or yards away. And the chook knows what I'm doing, and I'm going like this, and the magpie's going like that. So I throw the bacon up in the air, Ah, bloody green screen. And of course the chook goes straight after it as well. And the magpie, the idea is that they're under pressure. They've got to stay focused on the and grab the thing. More often than not, they they lose it. Watch the chook, and that's it. They're finished. They've lost focus. Chook takes the bit of gone in a second. Yeah, and the magpie's shit. So we have to do it again. But look, it's. I see just throwing it on the ground. I see that as charity. All right. Yeah, it's noble but boring. And there'll be any number of wildlife groups that tell me I shouldn't be feeding them, and I don't really care. That's like mgtow telling me I shouldn't have anything to do at all with women. I don't care about that either. But yeah, but that's charity. But when we get together and we try and do something, as useless and stupid as playing catch is, I see that as mutual benefit. It's something that we get a little bit of something out of the transaction, other than here's your. I mean, the magpie still gets the bit of bacon, right? Okay, and I don't throw it in the bin and attract flies and waste it. No, so it's being used, it's being consumed, which is good. Okay, so I see that as mutually beneficial. It's small. Right, but it's something. But it's actually given rise to something larger. And I keep saying this. I don't really believe in God, but I keep saying, yeah, God shows me things. And this is sort of where I'm going with this friendly club idea I've got. Okay, I don't really want to, I like AB. You all know. I don't see it as a great deal different to this. All right, they want a few bucks to help them out, like the bird wants a bit of food to help them out. Yeah, I probably shouldn't help out AB either. I shouldn't feed the bird. I shouldn't do a lot of things. But I don't see it as a lot different, all right? So I think, no, I don't want to see your pussy and tits. I really couldn't give a shit. I can see pussy and tits anywhere, and it's boring. And you know what? When I do see it, when I get that way, for some reason I drink a little bit more, or I just don't feel good about myself. So I think, no, I don't want to do that. No, I respect myself a little bit more than that. So I've gotten to thinking, yeah, all right, what I want, a little bit like training the birds here, okay, to do something useful. And this is where I thought you have a cup of coffee or a drink and actually, talk to guys, find out a bit about their lives, but show an interest in them, like a salesman should do when they're selling stuff to a customer. Find out a bit about the customer, when their birthday is, where they live, whether they've got kids, family, whatever, you know the story. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And I thought, yeah, then the guys could, guys, particularly older guys living by themselves, might say, oh shit, I might buy AB a cup of coffee. I'll help out and someone to talk to. She's always good to have a talk to. Or a couple of beers or something like that. And I vacillate between whether it should be in the same time zone or different time zones. But I don't know, I think she's all right. I think she's okay. But she keeps saying, I'm speechless. I can't talk. You want to see my pussy? I'm like, I don't want to see your bloody pussy, AB. I think more of you than that, and I think more of myself than that. So I want to move ahead with it. So I got to thinking, all right, how the hell do I get her to talk? And I thought, okay, now what I'll do first is go for her younger sister. She's like the young magpie. See, the old magpies, very hard to get them to catch. I'll do this, go through all this, and when it comes, and then they just step aside, and then they get it because all they want is the bacon. The younger ones enjoy the game. Yeah, I can get this, I can do this, I can do. Yes, I did it. Yeah, that's the fun. So I sort of looked at that and I thought, maybe I could do the same thing with Bing Glidell, AB's little sister. She's younger and she might be a bit more up to the game, like how could, and I'm really teaching them, that the conversation is made up of comments, and to keep the conversation going, you need to ask questions, a question here, that's what drives conversation forward. But, so many people, all they do is make comment after comment after comment in the conversation. And they don't understand that, you intersperse it question, statement, or statement, question like that, and sort of mix it up. And if I could get that idea through to them, they could keep conversations going. And the same by doing that, they'll show an interest in the guys, and maybe we can get some women to do what is good and what I think works. Look, I could be wrong. I might be the only person on the planet, only man on the planet who wants a woman to have interest in me, or others to have an interest in me, ask questions, find out about me. I could be right. Yeah, I might be right. All guys, might be just sex maniacs. I don't think so, but So what I'm planning to do is I've enlisted the support of Captain Bob. I'm going to get him. I'm going to buy the date for him. Cup of coffee or two with Binger. And I'm going to get him a couple of dates, and because he's very patient, very good to talk to, and I think he'd do a good job of it. I don't think he's too happy about it. He hasn't actually said yes yet. I'm kind of twisting his arm, but I talked him into doing a movie, and I'll talk him into doing a few other things too, just to keep his mind going at the moment. Because he's a good guy, but he's going through hell, and I think he just needs to be kept busy doing as much as possible, keeping his mind off things, actually. And I can use the help, because I can't get through to him. I've tried to say this to AB several times, and she says, "Why should I show any interest in men, Curie?" Curie is my nickname from Power Talk. She says, they're rich, I'm poor. I just want their money. And how do I explain it to her that, no, AB, the people will support you if you show an interest in them? And she sort of looks at me like, yeah, but I just want their money. She came up with a great way once to she thought, yeah, look, if you're a gambler, you're just wasting your money, aren't you? Why don't you give me your money and I won't waste it? That'll make you feel good, won't it? Oh my God, Father, yeah, okay. It kind of makes sense, yeah. But that's what's inside her head. Yeah, but anyway, I thought, yeah, okay, yeah. So I sent a long email to Bing Bing, and I explained everything, and I said, no, this is, I'll do this with that, and then, maybe we can do it with a couple of other guys on the, and then practice with a couple of other guys on the channel, and see how you go. I got an email back from AB this morning. Give me Captain Bob's, she's read Binger's email. I think she's getting a bit jealous, because I'm talking to yep, I'll talk to Captain Bob. And I thought, poor Bob, I think he's going to end up training or trying to train AB. It's going to be, it's better than topping yourself, Bob. But it's mine, my godfather. If you can get through to her, yeah. But yeah, I think that's what's going on. So, look, the idea is that it's a bit of fun on the channel, and yeah, we're trying to get something. I actually believe that's probably a big part of what's missing in this world. That people just aren't interested in one another. They don't know anything about one another. They just make all these statements, one statement after the next. Cracking jokes. Love. They're not really actually finding out about other people and what they're doing. So, and this is, I think, this is what women are seeing. They're seeing a part of it's television. It's how TV is. It just seems to be, it's sort of presented in a way. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just like, I know even about people on the channel. I know bits and pieces about you all, or some of you, a lot of you, just from comments. But you'll notice I probe a little bit, find out a bit. I try not to do it too much. But yeah, I tend to find out about it. People don't do that anymore. I think you like it. I know I like it. And I've noticed when I've done it and I've showed AB on Power Talk, I said, like this, see how I'm asking questions? Oh, there was a German guy there once, an older guy. And I started talking about his family, and that's what he started talking about, his daughter, who is learning music and that sort of thing. And he said, oh, this is good, I like this. I typed in PM to AB, I said, see, they like it. But all she wants to do is close the sale. Let's show him the pussy, and then I'll go watch TV. And I'm trying to say, no, AB, That will just bore them. They might do it once and that's it. And you've got to start all over again. No, people want you to be interested in them and show an interest. That's what I reckon anyway. I could be wrong. But anyway, that's where we're up to. I figure I can't get anybody to get together, so I'm going to buy dates. I'm going to do it like PayPal did it. And they started off. They actually gave people money to use PayPal. So that worked. I thought, oh, well, this might work as well. But that's what the whole thing is there at least. Be it right, be it wrong, whatever. Yep, it's a woman or... At least I'm trying to change something. And you guys can be a part of trying to change it as well. Even in a very small way. Okay? Whereas talking about the paramedic that got bashed, what is it actually achieving? There's nothing we can do. All we can do is sit around and grumble and complain and say, oh, isn't that bad? Well, I don't want to do that. I'd rather actually try and change something. Even in our little world, even just on this channel. If Captain Bob could actually, as I can't, I'm not even going to try with AB. Or I think Binger would be probably, I don't know. But I want to leave it up to Captain Bob. He can try and do something, get them to talk. I think he's just got a better teaching nature than I've got that way, with that sort of thing. I think he can get them up to speed. It'd be interesting to see. And then we can just test it and you can say, oh, yeah, not bad, yeah, pretty good, yeah. And then you can see, whether that approach makes you, does it make you feel good? Does it, you're sort of keen to talk to them again, or it doesn't do anything? That's just interesting. It's sort of like developing our own woman, rather than waiting for robots to come along that somebody else has worked out for us. No, we'll try and do it ourselves, But look, there's nothing in it. It's the same as the magpies. It's just a bit of fun. All you're doing is just giving them a bit of fat. That's at the end of the day. But just adding that little bit, tweaking in that little bit, gives that little extra dimension that makes it mutually beneficial. Oh, my green screen's back again. Anyway, good talking to you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.